Hello, my fellow patriots, and welcome to another edition of Mr. Campbell's Rambles. I wanted to take just a few minutes to talk about the auction that we recently held. It was about 4 weeks ago when it occurred, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about how that came to be and what the results of it were. Uh, Back a little over a year ago, we created a fundraising team for the purpose of raising funds to pay for the new expansion wing that we are building. And one of the first ideas that was generated there was the idea of having an auction. It used to be, prior to my time at Bethesda, that the school did an auction every year, but the last time that one was done at BCS was in the fall of 2019, pre-COVID, and it hasn't happened since. And so this idea began to generate a lot of excitement and enthusiasm, especially among people who remembered the auction of years ago. I personally have to admit I was a little hesitant uh, at first about the idea for a couple of reasons. Number one, I had no prior experience in organizing an auction like that. I didn't know uh, what it would consist of, and so I said I'm willing to do that as long as I can delegate the entirety of the planning to others. And the other reason I was a little hesitant is because I was perhaps a little skeptical of the results it would produce. Uh, when we first uh, came up with a goal for the auction, the number $125,000 was mentioned, which I thought was a, a huge goal. And then someone suggested, hey, well, why don't we double that goal and try to aim twice to aim to raise twice as much. And if you were at the auction, not only did we achieve that goal, we far surpassed even that goal. And I was blown away by what the Lord did in response to this banquet auction event, which not only was it a lot of fun, but it actually was a very God honoring event, I felt, and a very sweet spirit that evening there in the high school gym, which was totally transformed that evening. And it was just, all I can say is I was amazed and humbled with gratitude, and just wanted to say thank you to everyone who played a part in planning that event and making it happen that evening, and to those who gave generously to purchase items or to donate. And we even had a couple of anonymous donors who gave some very large matching gifts. And all of it combined was just a huge, huge blessing that is putting us well on the road to not only completing phase one, which is the ground floor of the new building, but also allowing us to roll into phase two and begin finishing off the upstairs of the building as well. I'm reminded once again of Philippians 4:19, which says, "And my God shall supply all your needs according to his riches in glory in Christ Jesus." And that verse is certainly not just talking about money, but it does include money, especially when it's a project that the Lord wants done. He's going to provide the means to make it happen. I've heard it said, where God guides, he provides. And another phrase I've heard is, if it's God's will, it's God's bill. And God is proving himself faithful over and over again. We periodically produce monitoring reports to track how we are doing on this expansion project. And we just use a very simple system, the board does, of green, yellow, or red in several different categories. And in every category, since the inception of this building project, we have been in the green zone. In every category, every month. And I'm just so grateful to the Lord and, and to our board. And we have a building committee, and everyone's doing their part to make sure that this project goes smoothly and in a way that honors the Lord. I will tell you that today we did a walkthrough of the building. It took several hours. I and a few key other people made a punch list of little things that need to be corrected, all of them minor, nothing major. And so we're very near the end of this phase of the project. Also, the county building inspector has been on our property and has noted that everything looks good except for a couple of little items that need to be corrected, and we are working on those within the next couple of weeks. That should be completed, and we should be receiving our certificate of occupancy, at which time we plan to do a soft move-in of a few key personnel into that first floor, because believe it or not, we've got a couple of staff members right now who have no home. They have no office or classroom that they can truly call their own. And they just have a chair or a desk in a hallway. And so we want to rectify that situation as soon as we can. So we're going to do a little soft move in to relieve some of the space constraints that we're feeling right now. And so the Lord is blessing. I'm very thankful. I'm excited about what's happening at Bethesda. And may He always be at the center of Bethesda.